All right, everybody, and we are back for episode 31 of the Control Breakers. Woo!
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
video game show that we do sometimes.
Sometimes more frequent, and then it kind of falls off the earth for a month and a half, and then it gets more frequent.
Yeah, but basically it comes down to, hey, you playing something good? Hey, you want to talk about that thing that you were playing that was good?
yeah, that's what it comes down to. So we're going to actually have a pretty good show here to talk about all sorts of aspects of gaming, Joel. And I think the first thing we are, really just going to dive into is something that leaked earlier on and then was officially confirmed by our guys over at Ubisoft is Assassin's
Yep.
Creed Unity.
Unity, it's a brand new Assassin's Creed title coming soon, and wouldn't you know it, it's Vive la France. You don't sound excited, Armin. Everyone wanted French Revolution. Why are you not excited that we finally get the French Revolution,
Okay.
Armin?
I have to lay this out in comic book terms because it's the only way I know how to put it since I'm that stupid. Not
True.
really though, but I have to put it like this because it's the best way I could. Okay,
Hey, we're comic book people. It's a
okay,
comic
I'll
book
put it in
channel.
comic book terms and food, something everybody can relate
Ah,
to. Okay, that listens to
lovely.
this. So imagine you go to the movie theater, right?
Yes.
And it's your best friend's birthday, and he says, "All right, today I have Avengers: Age of Ultron
Sweet.
and a full pizza, and you get to
Nice.
see the full movie and get the whole pizza to yourself." And you're
Ooh.
like, "Oh my god!" You walk out after that, you're like, "Oh my god! You have given me, you have shown me God right now, right?" Now
Mm.
imagine next year for his birthday, he invites you and he goes, "All right, well this year we're watching The Dark Knight Rises, Green Lantern, and you get half a slice of pizza with onions because I know you hate onions."
So what you're saying is it feels like a step down, is what you're trying to say.
That's the whole feeling I'm getting. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be the first guy in my midnight launch to get Assassin's Creed Unity. Do not get me wrong. Just like I have every other Assassin's Creed upon launch. I love this series. I can't wait to play it. The problem is, you have shown me God with the pirate aspect of the series. The
Right.
free roam, how huge the world can be, how much I could do what I want.
Yeah,
Now you're going to
freedom.
restrict it back to one city.
Yeah, it feels. At least if you're not going to have the ship combat, have something comparable to ship combat. I don't know what that would be for French Revolution France, but at least something like that. The thing that gets me about it is that, I was really hoping that, like, that Black Flag was kind of like an end of an era for the series, and the next time we saw it again, it would be a complete from the ground up redo for the next gen consoles. But the worst thing I can say about it is that it just looks like another generic Assassin's Creed game.
It does, and I mean, I understand it's alpha footage. They're saying,
Yeah.
it's like this and that, but it's like, but I expected more. Like, yeah, well, okay, we're gonna see more at E3, but it's like I already know the pitch. I already know why they did this, so it can be the talk of the town. Because every Assassin's Creed I've played upon launch, and there's always that one big moment. And the thing of this is, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, remember that time you climbed the Eiffel Tower?" It's like, yeah, we climbed the Eiffel Tower. I get it, guys.
Or
Like,
Notre Dame, because we saw Notre
right,
Dame.
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
that certainly seems to be the thing for France, where it's like, dude, they have the best architecture for climbing on.
right.
You can climb the Arc de Triomphe if you want.
And like, it's and now, the rumors are swirling that yes, this is one of two games that will be out. We're gonna
Yeah,
have
yeah,
Unity, which is current gen only, which is PS4,
yeah.
360 or Xbox One and PC.
Mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm.
there's going to be another game, apparently codenamed Comet.
Yes,
Uh,
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's going to be the last gen game, and they're completely two different games. So I'm like, wow, this is something. But the thing is, Unity was in the works for the last 3 years. They
Yeah.
started right as they were working on Assassin's Creed 3. They were already well into development. This other game, I'm like, well, what the hell is this gonna be? So,
Yeah, I mean, I have often said before, and you can listen to the old episodes to hear just this, that I feel like the battered housewife of this series, that I love it, I want to love it, but it keeps hitting me with 3 and Revelations,
uh huh,
and like, just where it's like, oh, yearly release, what's the minimum amount of work we need to do?
right, right.
And then they win me back with a big heart-shaped box full of chocolates that is the ship combat. But then the more and more I think about it, where it's like, what is even this series anymore? This series has strayed so far from, like the stealth action, assassination stuff that spawned it. I don't even know if you can really call it a stealth series anymore.
I I don't think so. It
Could you
doesn't
ever
really
call it a
feel.
stealth series? I don't even know
I would say
anymore.
the stealthiest they got was Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 because you could actually like take to the Raptors and follow movement and find a
Yeah.
precise moment. But that really got dumbed down in subsequent sequels, which was really disappointing.
It is, and my problem with Assassin's Creed 2 is that you see like you see the footage, you see all the gameplay stuff with the guys who have been working on it for years playing it, and they have all the little eccentricities, and they jump at the right moment, and they get the perfect angle. I hate knowing that I'm not as good playing it as the people who play it. Because, like, remember that great footage from Assassin's Creed 3 where Connor, he raids, the red coat
Oh yes, and
encampment.
he's using those freaking like arrow things and
Yeah,
attaching people. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, I'm not that good.
exactly. And then, he grabs the musket and he air assassinates the dude while running. I can't do that. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone can do that. And then there was the other great one from Revelations where, it was old Ezio and he's fighting in a shipyard and he's throwing smoke grenades and he's running up stuff and running over stuff. Like, oh my God, this looks so good. I play it and I'm not nearly as good and it's not nearly as cinematic.
True, true.
I'm sure people are like, oh, well, you just suck at the game. I'm like, no, I
Well,
dare you
that
to
is
try.
true, Joel. You do suck at games. I mean, we've seen you on Let's Plays.
I mean, no, it's just like what I'm trying to say is like I dare other people to be as good as the game wants you to be. And like even now, all these years later, after all the innovation from the first one, they're still dogged by the same problems. Your character jumping when you don't want them to, latching onto a ledge that's not really a ledge,
Yeah.
the combat which has really become too easy. I mean, I would really
I wouldn't
would
even call that combat. I would just call that by the book artistic like quick time event.
it's Arkhaming is what it is. It's it's basically the Arkham fight
Arkhaming,
system.
yeah, I like that. We're gonna use that a lot more because everything is Arkhaming.
Everything is Arkhaming. You're right. I mean, frickin' what is it that Asian cop game we liked so much?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sleeping
Sleeping
Dogs.
Dogs. Yep.
That was Arkhaming.
Oh, that everything's the new Spider-Man game is hardcore Arkhaming.
Remember Me, another game that was Arkhaming.
Mm.
Everything is Arkhaming.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast, man.
It is, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good system, but it just feels like like I don't even know how you would fix the combat. Where it's like do you bring in more different enemy types? Do you bring in whatever? One of the things I genuinely really loved about Black Flag, besides the whole ship combat that we mentioned, I love that it actually simplified the weapons. Where it's like here you get two swords, you get
Yeah.
two pistols, and a couple other ones. In the other games, it was always so ridiculous because it's like you're supposed to be this stealth, quiet ninja assassin. Meanwhile, you're bogged down with like 50 knives and and a war hammer and everything else. I'm like, I don't feel stealthy at all. I never did understood the knife in the other games. In what situation will I need a knife where my sword would not suffice?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think my hope and what really was disappointing was, they released that little thing asking people for opinions on Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Well, would you like to see another Assassin's Creed game just called Black Flag 2?" And I'm like,
Yes.
"Yes,
Yes,
please."
yes, please. Let Black Flag be its own
Yeah,
series because that
just
ship combat is too good for
just do
Assassin's
what
Creed.
Call of Duty did. They had Modern Warfare, and then it switched over to only Modern Warfare. Like, it didn't even need the Call of Duty thing while they had Call
Yeah.
of Duty Black Ops. Do that. Make Flag its own fucking series. Tie it loosely into the thing. Just so minor and loose that no one even gives a shit about what happens in that story. Like,
Yeah.
but just give me more Black Flag.
Like I feel like you and I have been having the same conversation about Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
3.
we both feel like Rihanna, and Assassin's Creed is Chris Brown.
Is Chris Brown. It keeps hitting us, but we keep coming back. We keep making the mistakes, man. We keep hoping it'll change.
It just looks so good. You can't not go back to it.
It really does. Like I mean, it's really showy and it's really pretty and everything. Like again, it's the bad boy. We just love the bad
Oh,
boys.
that's my Red Hood.
It's basically our Red Hood, is what it is. And it's like I think the reason we keep coming back to is that we see the potential for this series. We see it as, well, I mean, it already is. I mean, one of the foremost franchises, modern franchises. I mean,
Right.
the whole White Hood is as synonymous as like Mario's red hat
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and shit like that. I mean, you just, you even say what's the big assassin saying? Everything is permitted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you say that to a gamer, they'll instantly know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing is true, everything is permitted. That's the one.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I see
figured
what
it
you're
out.
saying. Yep.
I mean, if you just told that to someone, but again, it's just like, I feel like I've played these games before, and when I look at, Unity, I'm like, well, this just looks like another Assassin's Creed in France. And
Oh.
again, I mean, we've harped on it all the time, but that future stuff, man.
Oh.
I wish they would just do the Call of Duty thing and
Dude,
be like, would you like to play the future stuff? Yes or
honestly,
no?
I love the future stuff in Black Flag
Oh,
because
it
it
was
was
better.
so different
It
and
was
it was so
meta.
unique. Yeah, and it's so meta. I'm like, this is genius. Like, why didn't they do this before? And actually, Tom, which is something we're going to talk about later on in the show, came up with the best idea, which I'm going to mention later on. But just wait till you guys hear at the end of the show where we talk about one of our last topics. It's pure fucking genius on what Assassin's Creed should do. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, just oh my god, it's the future stuff, man. It's a kick in the balls every time.
It is because it's just like, you'll be digging and loving what you're doing, then they're like, "Oh, we're tearing you out now. Time to go do future
Yeah,
stuff."
go do Desmond shit. No.
At least Flag kept it short, and at least your dude didn't talk
Yeah.
in anything. That was helpful, but I mean, it just, it's like, again, I mentioned the meta thing before, where it's like you are essentially playing as an Ubisoft employee. And they're talking about the sanitization of history and the actionifying of history. And I'm like, well, dude, your message kind of falls a little flat when you're doing exactly the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, it seems a little, like they make Ubisoft look like the best place in the world to work and whatnot. There, I'm like, well, isn't that a little, a little up your own ass, a little pretentious there? Where
Yeah.
it's like, have you seen how awesome
Well, to
Ubisoft
be
is?
fair, Ubisoft is way up higher on my list than EA or Activision or whatever those other crappy companies are.
Even with all the Uplay bullshit.
Even with all the Uplay bullshit. I
Okay,
mean, dude.
can we fix that in the future too? Can we
Okay,
fix
okay.
Uplay?
I know this wasn't on our list, but it's got to be mentioned. Far Cry 4, motherfucking Himalayas with
Yes,
rideable elephants.
yes,
You
yes, yes. I'm
sold me on
glad you brought it up.
Himalayas. You got me masturbating at rideable elephants.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that just pique gamers' interest, and the words "rideable elephants."
Oh my god.
And again, too, there was the other thing they were talking about is that obviously we don't know what we're going to be fighting or what the story is going to be for Far Cry 4, but from what they're saying, there might actually be monsters in this
Yeah.
one.
Well, so it'd be back to Far Cry 1
It would
style.
be back to Far Cry 1. Yeah, Far Cry 3 was kind of a departure in that you were just fighting regular dudes
Oh yeah.
for the whole thing. And I loved Far Cry 3. I think Far Cry 3 is one of the best first-person shooters we've
I
had in a
think I
while.
could not disagree with that. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's
And I'm a
it's
guy that's played every Far Cry upon release. I mean, I built my original PC to play Battlefield 2 and Far Cry, so
nice.
like it goes way back with me. And I honestly, God, I can't wait. And what's good is, if it's on next gen and next gen only, imagine how good the snow is going to be. Because
Oh,
I have a fancy for snow in video games.
me too, because not many games do it, is the thing.
Yeah. So when I see it, I'm like, ooh, snow.
Yeah, like let's have a really good like Arctic survival game, like some
Mm,
Bear Grylls shit.
God, I can't wait. Oh, okay, so that's it. Ubisoft. I want the ability to piss and then eat my own piss.
The yellow snow cone. That's going to be one of the items.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing too, for the Arctic and whatnot. I wonder what the story is going to be because Far Cry 3 was very Rambo inspired, very Lost
Hmm.
inspired. I wonder if because it's the Arctic and the Himalayas. I wonder if it's going to be like Jack London or like The Gray. Imagine like The Gray with Liam
I'm
Neeson.
seeing that but since it is the Himalayas, I am assuming that they are going, and since they said it's going to be a little more supernatural, that they're going the Shambhala route that
Mm.
Uncharted did, and
Yeah.
to a lot of people that have heard me talk or actually talk to me in person that I know listen to this show, specifically gaming, they know how much I love crazy conspiracies.
Yeah,
Uh,
you love that.
and I love knowing about this stuff. Not that I believe in it, but I love knowing. And there's so much you can do with the Himalayas and Shambhala and the inner Earth. If they were to go that
Yeah.
route, I'm telling you right now, my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, this seems
It,
like they made this one particularly for you.
like everything they're saying, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. It's like I'm gonna start dancing when this game shows a first trailer.
Now, here's my question. Obviously, Far Cry 3 was a huge smash, and one of the things that people really took away and loved about it was the villain Voss. Hell, he was on the goddamn cover of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah, that is like unique right there.
That is
I
unique.
don't even remember fucking
I want Jason
Jason
Jason Brody.
Oh, right, because the Brody. Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
only
okay, yep.
remember because he had the word bro in his
Yeah,
name.
see, like I didn't even remember that shit.
Although that was kind of true to his character, that he started off as a douche bro, but he eventually loses himself in the jungle, and that's kind of the whole thrust of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, exactly.
I wonder if for the next game, if they're gonna feel like they need to recreate the Voss thing. I wonder if they're like, oh, we need another super colorful villain to
I,
headline
I
this.
hope they learn that that was lightning in a bottle,
Yeah,
and
and
you
don't
should
try and
maybe
do it
sit
again.
on that for a few more games and before you come back to like completely change it up, you know?
Shit, I had kept dreaming for Voss DLC is what I really wanted. Like, let me play as Voss, set it like 5 years before Jason Bro comes to the island, and let's see, what caused a rift between him and his sister, and why he eventually joined the evil South African. Yeah, that's the
Thanks,
thing.
Ackham.
Hey, you're welcome. No, it's South African. It's a South African voice. It's more up here. Now, the thing too is that people forget about that game is that Voss was actually the secondary villain. I don't even remember the name of the main villain.
No.
I just remember he was a cartoonish white South African, which is a type of villain you don't see very much. The evil white South African, but historically, white South Africans are very much unliked,
True, true.
and they say zebras,
Zebras.
zebras. Got to get them
Uh,
zebras.
now, speaking of Far Cry 4, we're something else that we both recently played that we've been saving. I particularly, didn't want to talk about it until you were on the show, and
Yeah,
that's
because we're both huge fans.
South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Oh my god, I was so hyped for this game, and I've always been hyped for South Park, so much to the point that I got you back into the show after years of not watching
Yeah, I
it.
was like, well, I haven't seen it since like the Warcraft episode. Dude, you gotta. And then I saw the game. You're like, you gotta keep watching. So I have been going back just to like watching episodes by episodes and laughing my ass off.
It's so good. Like, literally, Stick of Truth is such a love letter to South Park fans. They put so many references and so
Oh
many
my god.
calls to the show in it. If they were ever to make a sequel, I have no idea what they would do. They did literally everything.
Honestly, I feel like that's the first thing I was thinking. I feel like now the engine is so perfect. If they were to give me a new South Park game every year in January or February,
Oh, God.
they got my money. Like they got my money.
Well,
Like,
how would you even keep it going is the thing. Like, I
listen,
don't
if they
even know.
keep the fucking show going, I don't even understand that.
True.
So, I mean, I think these guys are smart enough that they're already brewing a sequel in their head. Like,
Well, here's the other great thing about the game. I mean, hey, mark it on your calendars, guys. But hey, Obsidian didn't fuck it up.
oh my god, yeah. Well, what? Like, who walked in there and just kicked him in the balls repeatedly and said, "You can't fuck this up"? Because they fucked up the old Republic, man.
And Fallout to a certain degree.
Oh, they fucked up Fallout. Yes.
New Vegas completely unplayable at first. It got better, but they
Yeah,
shipped
it did
basically
get
an
better, but
unplayable
yeah.
game. Although to be fair, that's another thing in itself of Fallout shipping unplayable, but whatever. But yeah, Stick of Truth, man, just so goddamn funny. And surprisingly, a lot of the humor comes from what's going on and not so much like riffing on video games. I mean, they do a lot of it. Like, what is it? The main villain threat is Nazi zombies, and there's a point where a guy says, "Goddamn Nazi zombies! I'm so sick of them."
Uh-huh.
Because in video games, what are the two types of villains you're likely to be fighting? Nazis or zombies?
I will say there was a. This is the first game to genuinely make me in awe as to what the fuck I was seeing.
Oh
And,
yes.
slight spoilers. I mean, a lot of people that are listening to this probably have played it already.
It's been a while now, so
Yeah,
it's a good time
it's
to
been
talk
like
about.
2 or 3 weeks. So, you know, the sex scene.
Oh God.
I was like, oh my god, I am dodging my dad's testicles while he's banging my mom. This is
Yeah.
fucking genius. I was in a literal awe at what I was playing. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't believe this is in a game.
While you've been shrunk down by an underpants gnome shaman who you are forced to fight.
And then, the true moment of shock, fighting an aborted zombie Nazi fetus.
Yes. And much like a Persona fight, you have to destroy the umbilical cord first because that's what feeds health to the monster.
My god.
And that's not even talking about when you have to perform a fake abortion on
Yes!
Randy and Drag.
Oh my
Not once,
god.
but twice.
I and going up the asshole to disable the Jesus Christ, this game literally everything just pushed it a little further. And you know what I really laughed at was the whole inside the asshole
Yeah.
was a riff on gaming for the asshole levels. Like Halo 3, like Prey,
Yep.
like Gears of War. They always have this level where you go inside of a creature and there's always puckering buttholes and you're like, how the fuck did this ammo crate get in here?
Yep.
And they even take that and make fun of that. And I was like, this is so genius. Like,
Yeah, I mean, just so meta and so well done. And really, there's just like a great RPG system in there. People say, it's a lot like the Super Mario RPGs.
oh my god, it's the best RPG system you've played like in your life, and it makes sense. And I mean,
for turn-based, yeah.
Right, and I did have a few issues with like the farts. They don't really describe how to do it. And everybody I talked to, they're like, "Oh my fucking god, I want to break the control." I'm like, "Yeah, like what they show you on screen isn't what you do."
Yep. That got to me. I just recently got all the farts in the game. I haven't quite beaten it yet, but I'm like near the end. Yeah, the fart system is a little weird. Like that basically after all the time they teach you to do it, it never comes up again because they all work the same after that.
Exactly.
Another thing I love, and something that I wish more turn-based RPGs would pick up, this idea that you can beat enemies outside of combat if
Yes.
you're smart enough. That's genius.
I love the fact that like I was walking around with a bow and arrow for so I could shoot it, right?
Mhm.
And I was of course a warrior, so
Same here.
I'm walking around and I see someone. I had this a bow and arrow that was enchanted with fart gas.
Yeah.
So I would shoot it, and then I would shoot off a quick one to like 3 guys, go fight them, and then start at a fight. They're already hurt from those effects. And
Yeah,
my
they're
sword,
stunned and they're farted, yeah.
and my sword was enhanced with flames.
Same
So I
here.
would jump in, hit them with the flames. Now they had 2 debuffs on them, and my
Yeah.
attack would make them bleed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the RPG system was so deep.
I know it really is. I did the best thing with mine, my sword, because again, you can add different effects to all your different material. I added frost and fire at the same time, so they would be slowed and they would be burned.
Yeah.
It feels so good. And then you got your one-handed weapons, your two-handed weapons, your bow and arrows, because you can hit guys behind but not in front. It is a super deep system.
Oh, it's a super deep. I love this game, man. Like I beat it in like 2 days because I sat literally 6 hours a day just playing it straight.
I'm taking longer because I'm doing a lot of the side quests.
Oh, I did all the side quests.
There's a really lot of fun and good side quests. Jimbo, from Jimbo and Ned's hunting show, he sends you around town. That's one of the fetch quests to to beat all the different monsters around South Park.
I will say the one part I did find disappointing is the max level is 15.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, because I hit it and like I wasn't done the game yet. I'm like, oh.
They're probably gonna DLC higher levels.
I would hope so, because I have so much more I could do in there.
It's Obsidian. I imagine that's what they would do. The buddy system is great too. You can basically, team up with all of the South Park cast. Jimmy's a bard, Butter's a paladin, Stan is the warrior, Cartman is the grand wizard.
Oh man, Jimmy as the bard is amazing. The first time you meet him and when he's singing,
yeah,
and I felt so bad. Like when he starts talking, they give you the option or like prompt if you want to skip him stuttering. I'm like, but I feel so bad.
I know, me too. And again, the game will literally make him stutter forever until you until you skip it. Another thing I like that is if you fuck up at certain parts of the game, like if you fuck up defusing a bomb, it will blow you up and then it will joke play the credits. Yeah, it'll joke play the credits like, well, you lost.
Oh, God.
Game over. Oh, and when you die too, they send you to Mormon heaven because the show has set up that heaven is just made up of Mormon.
Amazing.
So good. But again, let's say what our funniest chapter is. The funniest chapter for me was, no surprise, the Canada chapter.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Because guess what they do? The rest of the game looks really sweet and really modern and video gaming thing. Canada is Legend of Zelda.
Fucking
Canada,
16-bit, man.
yeah, with the same music, and when you hit the flowers, they make the Legend of Zelda noise. Yeah. And then you have to exchange your money for Canadian dollars.
See, like, I didn't have like one favorite quest, but if I had to say, I'd say probably the school.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I
school.
just love that aspect. It was so cool to just run around, explore it, like try to figure out how to fart in the right angles to kill them before you even got to them. Like it just felt fresh and new. Like I love
Fighting
the hell out of
ginger
it.
hall monitors who will call your
Yes,
parents.
yes.
Or God, what about the girl chapter? The girl chapter made me laugh because, like, we need to find out which one of our friends is a two-faced bitch.
Yeah. Then at the end, they're just like, "All right, we love you. Done."
It's like, just like real girls.
Yeah, typical girls. Amazing.
That is good.
All
Also,
right.
speaking of girls, it's funny too that the only gender you can pick is male. But
Yes.
after you finish the girl side story, you can get girl hair and girl outfits, and because all the South Park characters are essentially the same body type,
Uh-huh.
that made me laugh. I thought that was funny.
So what would you grade this? I mean, I know you haven't beaten it, but I give this like the highest praise of like
Me
9
too.
out of 10. It's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, this is epic. I mean, shit, I would even go even further. I might give it an actual 10 because I'm such a massive South Park fan. This is a love letter
You know
I
what?
never
If the
thought I would get.
farts weren't so confusing that people
Yeah.
have actually told me they returned the game just because of how much they got frustrated, I would give it a perfect 10.
Yeah, that system is a little weird. But yeah, I mean that's really the only thing holding it back, the poorly explained fart system,
Yeah.
which I'm even laughing at the fact that we're complaining about a fart system. Well, I don't know, man. This fart system wasn't as well implemented as I had hoped.
Now, Joel, let me not make you laugh for a second.
Yeah,
Because on Tuesday, I went out and bought Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
that doesn't sound funny. That sounds serious.
So, you've been wanting to get into Metal Gear. I've been playing Metal Gear since the first one released on PS1. Now, I know that's not the first one, okay? I know of the previous ones. I played the MSX ones and the Super Nintendo. We're not going to talk about those. We're talking about the reinvention of Metal Gear with Metal Gear 1, okay? That's where we're starting. Played them all. I have the GameCube ones. I have all the PS2 editions, the Xbox original editions, the PC versions. I love this series. Ground Zeroes. What the fuck?
Really, you don't like it because
No,
it
no,
looks
no.
pretty spiffy.
Okay, I should preface this with what
Yes,
the
you
problem
should.
is. The gameplay is the best in a Metal Gear so far.
Very modernized, I could
It's
tell.
missing all the Japanese Kojima-isms, okay?
Yes,
It's
yeah.
not confusing. It doesn't take 15 fucking buttons and twerking your hand in this weird motion to fucking shoot.
Hand twerks.
It just works. The stealth is the best it's been. It's closer to Splinter Cell than ever, and it makes
Very.
sense.
Looks
The-
beautiful,
oh
especially
my
on next
god!
gen.
But on PS4, it's mind-boggling how good it looks.
It's
Uh,
like sex for the eyes.
It really is. The mission structure, the open environment, how it handles, how you can tackle the missions, how you can interrogate and drag the bodies, and it's the best it's ever been. You're paying $30 for a demo.
Yeah, for what is essentially a demo, which
Now, I will
the
say
fan
this.
base is hardcore enough that it's like, hey, would you like $30 for a demo? Yes, please.
I will say this. I bought the Gran Turismo Prologue for $30 also, which was a demo. I didn't mind it. I don't mind spending $30 on this because I see what the future of Metal Gear is, and they're going to get a good response from this to know if they should change something in Phantom Pain, which is good. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you can beat it in 10 minutes." Yes, my first playthrough of just the main mission took me 2.5 hours because I stealthed everything, I studied the movement, no one saw me, and all that. And that's the way they kind of want you to play Metal Gear. My second playthrough, I beat it in 45 minutes. But I went in fucking, Snake Plissken, fucking,
Guns blazing.
Rambo guns a-blazing, took my rocket launcher when I got it. I was exploding motherfuckers. It was great.
Yeah, it seems the series has caught the combat stealth thing that, again, Arkham, it's kind of Arkhaming it up where you can stealth, but you can also
Yeah.
fight your way out of it if you
I
need
like
be.
that they're giving people that option because I know you're not going to want to do stealth.
But no, I want to try to do stealth. I'm becoming more stealth heavy as I get older.
Okay, that is good. That is good. As you get into the old folks like myself,
Yeah, because I understand that's the way the game is supposed to be played, and there are certain stealth games where, if I do gun through, I will feel bad about it later, because I'm like, oh man, some designer spent, years of his life
Right?
working on that, and I fucked it
And,
up in two
and like
seconds.
I thought one of the best parts of the game, of this demo, which is what I'm going to call it, is while you're playing is to get into the base to rescue this person.
Paz and Rico.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. We're fucking spoilers. Whatever. Um. You know, you can get into the back of this truck if you time it right and actually get inside. They'll pull you in. You can stealth. You can use your binocs to mark everybody. You can 100%, get in there. You could use underground passage to get through into the base and not anybody see you, right? They
Hmm.
give you a versatile amount of ways, but once again, yeah, it's a demo and it sucks that it's $30. This should have been like $15 tops. $10 would have been the perfect spot because it is so quick. But if this is the future of Metal Gear and it's going to handle like this, but they're going to even redefine it more into Phantom Pain, this is going to be fucking amazing.
Well, it's like the way I see it is that usually before they would package the Metal Gear demo along with something else, like frickin' Zone of the Enders or something.
Right, right.
I'm surprised they didn't do that with this, but I guess they were so hopeful of it and they liked so much what they saw.
Right. And I'm saying it's good. I mean, when there is a sale and you can buy it for like $10 or $15, get it because I think it's worth playing. And I mean, what you do and the decisions you made and how you play it, it's going to carry over into Phantom Pain. So I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome because there is the main mission. Then there's like 5 side missions, each which will take you about 25 minutes to maybe 45 minutes. So at the end, you're still going to get about 5 hours out of this, which
Yeah.
isn't bad. It's not bad. Let's be honest.
And it's also a demo that comes with its own DLC, doesn't it? For both Xbox
Yes,
and
yes.
PlayStation.
Each one has its own unique mission. So
Yeah,
yes,
it's the Deja Vu and
and the
the
Snatcher.
which has a name of itself, but I can't remember it.
Right, right. So,
Basically, it's you can play like what is it, like a classic Snake mission,
hmm
like from the first game, and then the other one it's Cyborg Raiden fighting Snatchers.
yeah, it's pretty damn cool. I will say it's if you're a diehard Metal Gear fan or you want to get into Metal Gear, if you're a diehard, you already bought this like
Yeah, I was gonna
myself and
say,
played it.
diehards have already bought this. There's no
If
two ways about it.
if you are a new person like yourself, Joel,
Uh huh.
you're going to want to go pick up Metal Gear Legacy Collection.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I watched the Rage Select guys play it just because I'm big fans of theirs, and they beat the whole thing in 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
To which, when I just looked, I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on. Who's Skullface? Fox? XOF? What?
And the best part is like you get the Metal Gear Legacy Collection, right? It
Mhm.
includes like the MSX games and it includes the PS1 version and all that, voucher code. It's strange because instead of playing them chronologically, which is what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
which because I want to go back through and play them before then Phantom Pain comes out, you have to play it in the order they were released. So you have to play Metal Gear 1,
Uh-huh.
and then 2, then you have to play the prequels, which are 3 and and then
Portable
play
Ops.
Portable Ops, and then go to 4, which takes place after 2, because the timeline of these games is all over the place. Because you don't want to start with the first game in the series, which is Metal Gear 3, which arguably has the best controls, and
Yeah.
then work your way into worse controls and limited aspects of 2, because it completely ruins how it plays.
Yeah, like, I want to hop on at 3 because, again, I talked to Professor Jeff.
Oh, 3 is the shit.
Yeah, because I talked to Professor Jeff. He's a gigantic Metal Gear fan. And I'm like, hey, I really want to get into Phantom Pains because the trailer looks great. This looks amazing. And again, he told me pretty much what you did. It's like you can play chronological, or you can play in the order to which, you will eventually work up to Phantom Pains, which I think is something like 3, Peace Walker, Portable Ops, Ground Zeroes, and then Phantom Pain. Because again, this is the story of Big Boss, not Solid Snake.
Right, right. Although inevitably it's all got to tie together,
Of course.
in the long run. So it's like I'm looking at it, and it's like if you're gonna play them in the order you should play them, you have to play 3 Portable Ops, Ground Zeroes, Phantom, 1, 2, 4.
Oh, gee.
But you should technically play 1, 2. It's just a confusion, man. But it's like either way you play it, you're gonna love the hell out of it, and it's a crazy conspiracy story. It's way the hell out there, and it's worth it.
Right. So,
Uh,
hey, maybe one day I'll do it when I can devote some more time to it. Again, I beat the last time I checked on my Metal Gear Solid save there. I think I just beat Revolver Ocelot in the thing. I did that fight, and I haven't been able to go back to it yet.
yeah.
More than enough to kill anything that moves. Hey, I get more of the quotes now. I get more of the references than I ever did. Metal Gear, that's one of the most secret black projects. You knew.
Oh, wait. I forgot to say that. I told you my blasphemous blasphemy. Playing Ground Zeroes. I'm glad David Hayter isn't Solid Snake anymore. And
What?
I fucking love David Hayter, guys. But uh, they're really trying to move past the cheese aspect.
It's
And
it's new. It's a
yeah,
new generation with a new actor, and plus, it's not Solid Snake. It's
right.
Big
It's Big
Boss. It's his
Boss.
own character.
And I think Kiefer Sutherland absolutely kills it. I think
Kiefer
he's great.
Sutherland's doing a lot of video game work
He
now
is.
for
He
whatever
is.
reason. Well, shit, I guess he's got to pay the bills with something until there's time for more 24. Are they making that 24 movie yet? No, not yet, Kiefer. Damn it!
Yeah.
I guess I'll be the snake.
Oh, God, it's how it is, man. It's how it is. God, I love it. So we got one more thing we're going to talk about, and that's PlayStation Morpheus.
Yes, new VR technology.
The VR's is coming, man. I mean, Oculus Rift was pushing it. Now with PlayStation behind it 100%, I think this is viable the future, And
Do you? Do you really?
I mean, let's think of it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Strap this thing onto your head, which
Okay,
everybody
Scrapple.
says it's pretty fucking awesome now. Like it doesn't weigh a lot as opposed to the Oculus Rift, which does weigh a pretty good amount. People are saying it's comfortable. I've read reports that people that saw it got to play it for up to 2 hours. Their eyes weren't hurting. The latency wasn't too bad. I mean, they're still working on them, obviously prototype, but I mean, let's put the prospect out there. People are saying it's going to cost $200 to $250, right?
Right.
You have your PS4, you go buy this. It comes
Yeah.
with a bundled in game that you want you to demo, and the new Gran Turismo. You put it on, you're in the cockpit, right?
Huh.
I'm sold. If you can put me in the center of that car, or have my guy outside a car and I can walk around and inspect the engine and all that, you sold me right there on it, right? Like,
Right,
but
right.
Tom actually came up with the best idea I've heard for the use of this. Assassin's Creed, the one after Unity when this thing launches, right?
Right.
The whole Absurgo thing. They release an Assassin's Creed version titled the Animus Edition. They
Mm-hmm.
package it with the game. You'll get a few exclusive missions that are on it, where in it, when you're in Absurgo, you use your head as you're walking around. But, of course, when you're playing the game in third person, you'll have free range vision of the entirety of it. That's how they built it in. You
Uh-huh.
don't have to change too much, but just think, when you're sitting around your character, right? When you're running around, all you have to do is tilt your head slightly to the left or the right, and the camera will start spinning. You don't have to use that analog stick anymore. Like you can literally just look to your head, with your head. And I was honestly like, that's minor integration that would be important.
Right.
I mean, imagine playing Titanfall 2, and this is in there. They got me sold on it.
It sounds very science fiction.
Isn't that the way we gotta go?
I mean, I guess so. It just to me, it comes down to a price thing where it's like if I'm gonna drop however much I got to drop on a new console, do I really want to drop 200 more on this?
I think what this is going to be, it's going to be seeing is believing. It's
Yeah,
going to
I
be like
guess
the
so.
3DS. I didn't believe it was 3D until I saw it and held it in my hands for the first time, and I adjusted that slider to the right position. I was like, "Oh my god, this is 3D!" Like it was in my hands, and I was like, "How? This is magic! Like it's fucking magic!" And I know one of my friends who's a game developer.
Right,
He
right.
works over in fucking California now. I mean, he studied game development. He works there. I still keep in contact with him. He's been working with the Oculus Rift since the original, and he was one of those guys he's very old school gaming. Like Super Nintendo is his shit. He's old school. He doesn't like the new technologies. Okay, he's very old school. He was blown away to the point where he contacted me first and said, "When you put your hands on this, you're not gonna want to put it down." Like if he loves it, and I'm like, this guy hates everything. He's pretty much me when it comes to DC, but with gaming. I'm like, all right, this guy, he must know something that we're not allowed to know yet. So I can't fucking wait, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited too. I'm a little wary, I'm a little unsure, but then again, I guess that's mainly only because the last time we had something like this, it's hard not to look at it and not think Virtual Boy.
I get what you're saying. We had Virtual Boy, we had PlayStation fucking Move, we had Wii, but that was all like, let's copy what Nintendo's doing, right? The Kinect, it's a shitty fucking peripheral that no one's using. I don't think there's been an advent of this technology that really changes how you fundamentally look at a game. Like, imagine if Fallout 4 comes out and they have the Vault Boy edition.
Ooh.
Oh, you want to play the Fallout? Well, check this out. You can literally look around the entire world.
Oh,
like,
get on that. Get on that,
the
Bethesda.
next Skyrim could use it. Imagine if Far Cry 4 launches and they have Far Cry edition. And you're in the Himalayas, like, they've got me on there. Like, I would love to just put myself in that world, right in my face and not have those lines. Like, it's in my entirety of my view. It's in my peripherals and everything.
And imagine if they did temperature stuff with it, where it's like you could feel the cold wind on your face.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh jeez. Now that's when we're really in the future, when they start screwing around with
the way I'm looking at it, this is the first generation.
Right.
Next generation, we'll probably have consoles and they'll launch with virtual reality attached to it. They'll launch with a headset. Give it 15 years, guys. You ain't going to be buying a game console with a disc. You're going to be buying a head-mounted display, and that's it. And they're going to be redefined. They're going to be these little glasses-like things that aren't bulky on your head. It's literally like, I can't believe we're getting to the point in our lives where we're like, virtual reality's coming.
Going to be the Demolition Man future. We just plug in to the back of our heads and whatnot.
Pretty much. I mean,
and then we're wiping with 3 seashells.
Yeah. God, I can't wait. It's coming, man. It's coming.
3 seashells time coming soon.
Oh, I can't. So is there anything else we want to talk about? This has been one of the longest control breakers we've had in forever.
Yeah, geez, and it was supposed to be longer. We were supposed to talk more about comedy games after South Park, but I guess that'll be another episode.
Yeah, we can split that up. We got times.
Yeah, let's make that a special episode for next week. If there's no big news, let's talk comedy games, and in the comment section, everyone tell us what your favorite comedy games are.
And tell Joel that he should go play Metal Gear.
I'll get to it. I was looking for a copy of Twin Snakes, as I figured, well, maybe if it's a more up-res version, I'll want to play it more. To which I then realized, oh wow, Twin Snakes is actually a special collector's item now.
And I told you about my coincidence. Well, actually, I'll tell it to the fans. So,
yeah, tell
Shan and I were trying to find my passport because I got to get it renewed so I can go get drunk in Canada. And we're looking through the shelves and the boxes, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't find my passport. So we opened this one box where we had a stack of old games. Me and her find, when we first started dating, we found this at like GameStop, brand new, in shrink wrapped, unopened Metal Gear The Twin Snakes. I was like, what the fuck, on GameCube? So coincidentally, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So now I'm trying to beg my daughter to bring back my GameCube, which is at my parents' house, so I could just play the shit out of that.
Twin Snakes, man.
Oh, I can't wait.
God. I give my life not for honor, but for you. Snake eater. See, I know that.
Snake! Snake!
Kirk.
Dun, 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 dun.